Let me say this from the jump. Look, shorty, I'm the man. I'm from Harlem, I'm a problem. I don't think you understand. You don't care about my status, this chain in or its carriage. You just care about how I hate it from the back like raspy rabbits. It's okay, don't stop. We can do it how you want. Treat your boss like Dunkin' Donuts. Know what donuts need a dunk. Okay, you cool. This magic trick ain't done. As I slurple on your nurples, girl, this ride has just begun. With my shades on tough and I'm so good enough to get her. I'm hoping. I know I'm not cool out 'cause I'm smoking so good.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me check it 2, 1, 2. I think I'm too close though. We're gonna fuck. Yeah, I think that might be it. Okay. All right. You know, it's funny because, like I said, this shit just continues to get more and more ratchet. Like, I enjoy it so well that it's not even a joke. Like, I enjoy this ratchet shit. Like, a little bit, but not so much. But just enough to be like, okay, now let's wake up a bit. Let's G-check ourselves and let's get this going. Like, let's get this healthy dialogue, because why not? I was going to, in my previous video, talk about what happened and why did I make it down to Jamaica with the rest of the Valkyries and get to, and personally meet them and, exchange all types of funness, because that was definitely the plan. But see, the thing that occurred that, preemptively stopped me from going through with that was the whole debacle that happened about a month ago or so back with the OnlyFans thing, right? So, of course, as some of y'all know, y'all was a witness to this, where there was this whole thing about it being considered, what's the word for it? Being considered for mainstream. So they wanted to take down a lot of content that was not necessarily considered viewer friendly for their, MasterCard distribution, their financial partners that they were taking on. So I was definitely through in the whirlwind of it, because I had a bunch of content that I had already planned on like releasing, and I was looking forward to having, using the funds from that to, finance this trip, right? So when all that debacle started to occur, I was, for lack of a better word, I was really thrown for it. I kind of got a little in a bind mentally and emotionally, because I was thinking I have all this content which I am pushing on this specific platform that's now about to be completely useless, because don't get me wrong, I just started to get some traction with it. And I wouldn't even say some traction. I got a lot of traction. And I was like, okay, this can be onto something where it's, a passive income. I don't have to actually be streaming constantly, even though I do still occasionally, when I have the chance, I do still stream on other platforms, my explicit content and stuff like that. But that one specifically kind of threw me, and I was just a little bit offended. I was a little bit taken back, oh damn, now I have to find alternatives, and I just felt completely exhausted mentally from the whole idea of it. So I just didn't feel like engaging ungenuinely, because my mental and emotional state was just a little all over the place. So, and of course, that whole thing fell through, but I was still, on the what's the word for it? I was still very apprehensive on how to take even that, because I know how things sometimes can get a little, it seems like they're on your side, and then some bullshit crap happens, and then you're back where you started. So for myself, I was just trying to get my mind around that whole debacle and all that bullshit, because it was why not? I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I'm just gonna be fucking for real. You got one time to make me feel some type of way about you, and I genuinely see you for what you are, and I'm sorry, all the trust, all the respect, that shit goes out the window, and I act like I try to just try to sever as much ties as possible with these entities, as opposed to what most people do. They get really negative about it, they get really vindictive, and they try to find ways to be all petty. I don't even have time for that shit. I don't even have the energy. That requires more energy than it is to just cut you the fuck off. But that's another story. And but it just it drained me so much in that way, that I was just I gotta get my mind right. I have to genuinely engage properly, so that everything I do comes off like me comes, and it's not like faked or bullshitted and anything of that nature. And I hate to say that that's what a lot of people, but a lot of people do that. Let me see if I can clip this here because I am kind of tired of holding it at this moment. Okay. And I kind of just decided, I need to do a little more, internal work and, get to know myself better, do a lot more self-healing that I've been working on, behind the scenes and not in, doing everything completely exposed to the world, and just, do a lot more for myself internally so I can be a better version of myself, as opposed to expecting other people to be a better version for me. Because let's be for real, it ain't gonna work. It ain't even working for nobody. It only work for you. Like, but that's necessarily, the thing that I decided for myself. So, yeah. The sun is kicking, girl. Let me see if I can back that ass up. Back that ass up. And speaking of, the weird ass fucking rehash of the Juvenile song, I'm getting a little bit out of my view. Sorry. Like I said before, I am not anti or pro anything. I am one of those in-between entities that just want to see how this shit falls out, specifically because there's always something, it's always a catch. There's always a catch. There's always some crazy shit that starts to engage and happen. And we always end up being like, wait a minute. We should have thought this through. It just always happens that way. And it has nothing to do with the fact that we as people we have issues with control. Like, we really don't understand that when you are not pushing something to be something that it needs to be, that it tends to fall where it tends to fall in a way, the right way anyway. But we don't even do that. We tend to try to manipulate. We tend to try to force and try to shame. We try to bully people. We try to do all these ridiculous, childish tactics that never really work out in the end, because it just becomes okay, now this is what it is. Then what? And then we're all sitting there looking fucking stupid. It just literally goes that way every time. So like I said, I was mentioning before. And I didn't want to bring it up again because I felt like it's definitely too soon. It really is definitely too soon. And I know it's too soon, but I'm just going to talk about it anyway because why the fuck not? And it's hilarious. Oh, excuse me. It's not really hilarious. It's just the hypocrisy is the thing for me. It's always the hypocrisy. The fact that, I wish I brought my hat down because it was not as sunny as it was. I was cold over there. But anyway, the hypocrisy. So as if you look online, any open forum that, engages in all this, debates and dialogue amongst what's happening now in our entire communities and communities all around the world, you have the people who are getting bashed for not making the same decisions as other people. We have those who are trying to force decisions onto other people. We have people even sitting there doing what I'm doing. They're just having their popcorn and they're eating that shit too, and they're just just waiting for it to fall off the fucking edge, and then it's all right, what's going to happen next? So, prime example, because I just did a little bit of research and I want to get people's opinion on it, right? Have y'all noticed that as much as we like to, bash the anti-vaxxers for wanting a ventilator after the fact that, they get sick, catch COVID, but we're hella crickets for the people who are double vaxxed, heavy mask wearers, all types of, still engaging in activity that promotes viral transmission, and they still catch it. We act like they don't exist. In fact, they either that or they're like, oh my God, you get well. I think it's the most funniest fucking thing. I actually go to both forums and I laugh at it hysterically, primarily because at the end of the day, it's so where's that same energy for this? Where's that same energy? How could you not sit there? It's so fucking fake that it's we can't even play ourselves. That's not what exactly it is. It's so fucking fake. And I laugh at it. I'm hella entertained, primarily because if you do the research and you go back and you take your screenshots and you take your receipts, you see the double standard. It's okay, so yeah, they didn't maintain proper distances. They didn't do what they need to do to prevent themselves from catching the viral whatever, right? But then other people who, do their due diligence, they do everything that they possibly, in fact, they even subject themselves to science so that they can be on the right side of things, and they still get it. So it's they get condolences? Like, I kind of think that's a little bit ridiculous. Like, tell me it's not funny. Like, because like I said, like, irony comes for us all. Like, it's just not, no one escapes irony at this point. And I'm not saying that it's okay that people are getting sick. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just think that we need to keep that same energy. Like, oh shit, like, this is really a bad thing that's happening, and we need to all take it serious, not those who got a shot and those who don't, because at the end of the day, like, we're all subjected to this shit. Not saying, well, and then with some of us, to be truthful, we're not all subjected to it equally. That's more or less the real issue that a lot of people are not understanding. Because if we were just a one thing fix all for everyone, then this will be over with. It would definitely just be over with. But the thing is, it's never really that case. Like, unfortunately, though we are all human and we all deserve, respect, we all deserve, equal treatment amongst our, humanitarian rights. I'm starting to really just think the fact that people are exhausted, they're tired, they want this to be over. They're using this one thing as an excuse to just shit on people who just won't do what they want them to do. And that's where I find the funny part. That's the funny part for me. That's it. That's all. That's the only funny part for me. Because it's like, so what if they do what what you ask of them, and then they still require they still require more medical treatment than you're willing to give because you're tired, or you're tired of seeing this on the news or whatever. They get the hearts and the kisses and the get wells, and the other people are just like, well, fuck you. You taking up hospital space. It's crazy. Like, and they don't even think that that's weird to say to people. That it's like, these people go to school. They have some of them have hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical debt that they got to pay off. And you telling me that they're just supposed to do all this work, obtain these degrees, and just sit there and do nothing in these offices and make TikTok videos? Like, I'm just saying, and I mean, like, take this with a grain of salt of what I'm saying to you. At the end of the day, like, if it really was a one-all, fix-all situation, it would truly be over with. You can't sit there and assume that the reason that this is not working is because you can't control somebody else's opinion on what they should do with their body. That sounds fucking bananas, because some people actually took that proactive control and it didn't work. Like, so it's like, hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to make you feel like, oh my God, she's not on my side, because that sounds even more stupid. Like, and I'm not here to be on your fucking side. I'm just saying, hey, let's see both sides of the situation and acknowledge where the bullshit lies. Because if it worked, then it would work for everyone, not just some of us, not just for for a little bit, and not for some of us not at all. Like, it should be able to be administered to every single individual, and it work, and that's it. You're not having it multiple intervals of it every 3 to 4 months now. Like, yeah, I don't even think that's a little bit weird. And that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think about it, because best to believe, I honestly thought that when I take everything from a grain of salt, especially from the beginning of how they started this whole thing out, that there was only people who were elderly that had to worry about it. And then they made it seem like, oh no, it's the elderly and the immunocompromised, and now it's everybody's affected about it. Yeah, and now they said the kids didn't have to worry about it. Now the kids got to worry about it. It's literally only been 4 months. So they literally switched between those. Like, it's evolving so rapidly, because at the end of the day, instead of us just sitting there and we're just throwing our opinions out there about what this actually is, we're not even giving ourselves enough time to know what it is. Like, we're just like, okay, this is what's happening. This now run off and figure it out on your own. Like, we're pretty much in that void of the situation at this point. And I find that to be hell of amusing. Like, I don't think that the deaths are amusing. No. I don't think that people are, losing their livelihoods are amusing. No, that's not what I find amusing. I don't think that people suffering is amusing. No, I find amusing is that we can't even get to the simplistic part of, let's come together and figure out what's better for the whole, and not try to force it upon others, but let's figure it out so that you're not giving too much and are not getting enough, and vice versa, as opposed to like, well, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit, I want it to go away, and then you're dropping the ball. Like it doesn't help. It doesn't fix nothing. In fact, what's occurring because of how this keeps going is that the thing is just getting prolonged, where we could just be like, hey, we know that this worked. Let's see how long we can pan this out before it literally is no going back and the whole fucking world collapses to like the zombie apocalypse from 2000, The Walking Dead. Because I swear to you, I feel like, and that's another story. Moving on from that. Actually, should we move on from that? Because I feel like that's the issue with this whole situation. Like, we've been trying to move on from it. That is like, it's not getting any better. Because instead of us actually moving progressively to where we need to be, we're trying to dismiss the shit. Get your ass back to work. I don't care. Take this one-all, fix-all that we not even sure, we just realized doesn't even work long-term and not necessarily works for everybody. Like, so we gotta figure this shit out, people, because I kid you not, I can't take it. Like, I really cannot take this and not have a little bit of cynicism of, childlike banter on this, because we're looking at Olympian swimmers, champion fighters, people at their top most aptical of health who follow the rules, and they are still just as susceptible as the people who we dismissed as being immunocompromised or being unhealthy lifestyles. Like, it's not good enough. I guess if I should just get to that point, it's not good enough. And I don't feel like I should just take anything just so that you can feel comfortable. Nigga, I wanted to fit. I wanted to work and be done with it. Like, I don't want it to be an issue later. Like, that sounds fucking stupid. Like, that's like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. And I feel like this is the mentality that we're getting comfortable with as opposed to just fixing the problem. And this is a meta moment, and I'm just like piggybacking off of some crap that, I've been trying to tell y'all for a minute, but nobody wants I am considered the bad guy for telling you what the hell it is. So yeah, that's what it is. And so next time, let me know in the comments. Let me see what crosses you guys' minds and how, like, which I think you could disagree with me. Trust me, I'm all for disagreements, because let's be for real, like the dialogue, the communication is what we really need. Us sitting here and trying to bully each other and do dumb shit, like act like it doesn't exist and then try to walk it out and walk it off like with a broken leg, like, it ain't gonna fix that. It's not fixing it. I'm sorry, it's not gonna do the job. So let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. So you guys take care.
Cool out, cause I'm smoking, so girl, what would you do for the outgrow? Boy, I wanna